Some states are seeing a dramatic rise in the number of people who need to be hospitalized right now because of coronavirus. Officials say states that were among the first to reopen are actually being hit the hardest. In Arizona and Texas, COVID-19 cases have more than doubled. Health officials fear hospitals could be at full capacity in just a matter of weeks.
We broadly knew what would happen by reopening too early on May 15th, because the virus is going to do what it does, and here we are. This may not be a spike. This may be the new normal until we get a vaccine.
Well, so far there's been one exception. Doctors were surprised to find that in Georgia, the first state to reopen in April, is actually seeing hospitalizations and number of deaths from COVID-19 going down. The governor extended his proclamation giving high-risk workers the right to protect themselves from coronavirus without losing their jobs or their income. Employers are prohibited from permanently replacing these high-risk employees as well. The CDC defines high-risk workers as 65 and older and people of all ages with underlying medical conditions. That proclamation now lasts until August 1st.
5:07 this morning, you'll soon be able to take your family out to the zoo and aquarium. Tickets are going on sale today. The governor's laid out a plan for those places to open along with other recreational activities. Our Amy Moreno live at Point Defiance Zoo in Tacoma this morning with some details. Amy, I can think of a few parents, including myself, that are excited just to have something else to do.
We're going to have to wait a few more days. The official date for opening is June 18th. Now, under phase 2 of the governor's plan, both Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium and the Northwest Trek Park will open with limited capacity, and visitors are going to have to use timed online tickets. You're not going to be able to buy tickets at the front gate anymore. Now, things are going to be a little bit different when you visit the zoo and aquarium. They're going to only have outdoor experiences. The indoor buildings are going to be closed. If you visit, you should expect one-directional pathways similar to like the grocery store. The zoo will also have member preview days beginning next Monday. Both parks have lost more than $3.4 million combined since March, and they face significant financial challenges. That's why they want to get back open.
We are following all the guidelines from the governor during this phase 2 reopening. So the aquariums will be closed and other indoor spaces, but the majority of our animal exhibits will still be viewable.
At Northwest Trek, they're telling visitors to bring their own water bottles because drinking fountains are going to stay closed, and they've canceled some of the talks they would normally hold to avoid people gathering in one area. And guests will have those time tickets that they need to purchase ahead of time. They're going to have to print those out or bring them on their phones so they can be scanned. It's going to be one of those entry systems that's going to be touchless. People can start buying tickets today at noon, and when you do arrive at the park, you're going to have to stay in your car until 5 minutes before your allotted time so you can go inside. Once again, they don't open until June 18th. We're live this morning in Tacoma. Amy Moreno, King 5 News.
Love it. Amy, thank you. Also, Cougar Mountain Zoo in Issaquah is set to reopen today. You can purchase tickets on the website. The zoo is set to open at 9:30 this morning with an opening welcome from the mayor of Issaquah. We plan to have a live interview with the zoo's director, Jared Munzer, coming up at 7:30 on King 5 Mornings on Kong.